So in the past 12 months we've purchased 3 additional investment properties, totaling 11 doors added to our portfolio. 2 of those properties were purchased 1,000 miles away from where we lived in Ontario. The first one, we were a bit nervous. The second one, we did it with our eyes closed. Indeed, the very first investment property we purchased is less than an hour away from our home. That experience was a little daunting, considering it was the first one. But now we're buying properties in a completely different part of the country. So how do we make the jump? So I'm going to share with you how we evaluated our deals, how we put together a team, and how we found tenants. So the first 3 investment properties we purchased are less than an hour away from our home. And we did that purposely. As a contractor, I want to go there and add value myself. After all, this is one of the greatest skill sets I can add to our portfolio. Not only can I GC the project, source and order all the materials needed, I can also pitch in. I am totally free labor. I don't cost a dollar. I'm in it just for the fun. Being close to the properties, I can also keep an eye on them, and if one of the trades need me, I can be there pretty quick. Once all 3 properties were renovated and rehabbed, we had an opportunity to purchase another property. It ended up being a 4-plex and about 1,000 miles away from where we live. We had expressed interest to one of our realtors and an opportunity came up, so he brought it to us. We had done some research on the area and we discovered it was quite a hot market with some fantastically priced properties. Just my cup of tea. So after viewing a few properties, we found one that piqued our interest and we made an offer. Once we ran the numbers, we realized we could burr this project at a profit. That is, buy, renovate, rehab, refinance, repeat. It is by far our favorite strategy to acquire properties, largely because I get to renovate. So with the help of our realtor, who's based there, we started to put together a team that could help us do this project. On some great recommendations, we found contractors, we got insurance, we even found a property manager who would look after the place once we got it done. So by taking action, a bit of a calculated risk, and put together a network of like-minded people, we've now become long-distance investors. It ended up being a great experience, and we've actually purchased 5 more doors there since. Okay, so this is 804 Couture. This is our apartment building that we have here in Bathurst, the 4-plex. Now it's functioning as an asset for us. I'll just take you inside. This is the main lobby area. We have 2 apartments upstairs and 2 apartments downstairs. So this is the laundry facilities. We've got 4 appliances here, 2 of each, so that the tenants can use these. They're brand new. We put these in when we did the renovation and cleaned this area up. And it just provides a good service then for the tenants to use. And we had a big snowfall last night. Let me just show you what we have here. So this is a well-performing asset for us. As I said, it's a 4-plex. We are looking to purchase some more in the area. We just purchased a 5-plex and we'll be doing the same. We should be doing renovation, rehabbing, we should be refinancing, and then we should be moving on to the next one. But the 5-plex we just purchased will be the next property that we'll be working on, and that will give us a total of 9 units that we have now. Very happy. So one of the best things for me is now our portfolio has diversity. On one hand, we have excellent cash flow from an area with demand that outstrips supply, and in our local area we have great property appreciation that will provide excellent refinancing down the line. So in having a good deal, we have to in fact find a good deal, and that all starts with our broker. Tell your realtor what you're looking for, what your focus is going to be, so they can help source and reach out to their resources. We only focus on multifamily homes for long-term rental and look for a minimum of 7% ROI, which is return on investment. The return on investment is all the expenses, like the mortgage and the taxes, minus the rent, to give you the cash flow for the year. This is then divided by your down payment to give your annual ROI percentage or yield. Now, before we pulled the trigger on our very first property, we were super nervous. We were nervous about interest rates, property bubbles, bad tenants, horror stories that we all hear. But like everything else, we reached out to our network and asked for advice to combat this. And these are some of the examples they gave us back. Stop listening to negative news or doom and gloom reporting online or on TV. Ensure we analyze the deal logically. Take all emotion out of it. Check in with our network for support, even on a daily basis. Focus on our abilities, our strengths, and our determination. This will get us through. And finally, there is no better time. Don't let fear overcome. So looking back, it was an excellent decision. We have a cash flowing property. The value of the property is going up with the mortgage going down, paid by our tenants, and our experience base exploded. We were excited, our confidence was growing, and we were ready to do it all over again. So many of our friends in our property network manage their own properties. They do the credit checks, they source the tenants, they collect the rent, they do the maintenance, and they do the fire checks. I had no desire to do any of that. For me, the best use of time was finding and renovating these properties, not maintaining them or filling them. So after doing a Google search and interviewing several companies, we found a great management company that for 8% would come in and take care of everything for us. We thought that was a great deal, so we factored that into our return on investment yield for each property. Now we are freed up to find more properties, to renovate them, and to hand them over to the management company. One of the criteria of choosing this company was the size of it. They were managing and maintaining 700 units at that time. This made me very comfortable. And owning my own business, I can see they were set up for success and they could take all the units we could throw them. On a side note, insurance is very important too, and you must make sure you got the right insurance for your property. We opted for total cost replacement insurance because most of our buildings are fairly old and we want to make sure we're fully covered. We pay a little more, but the policy is solid and I don't wish to cut corners. Regardless of where you invest or what you purchase, your property is probably going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, so make sure you get the right insurance. So after all the activity of finding, purchasing and renovating the property, handing it over to the management company was exciting, but a little weird. The tenants moved in and everything was completely passive. The mortgage and the taxes would go out each month, but sure enough, the rent would arrive and cover everything. Occasionally we will get an email from the maintenance team updating us on a minor repair here and there, but aside from that, it was working. We went back to the bank, showed them the finances for the apartments and how much the value had gone up, and refinanced the property. We had done it. All the videos we watched, the conversations we had within our network, they're all true. It felt amazing. We knew it would take time to build our portfolio, but we had the first one done and we were heading in the right direction. We managed to avoid analysis paralysis and listening to the wrong people, and now officially we're property investors with a growing portfolio. And our only regret, I can honestly say, is we didn't do this years ago.